CorelDRAW has an online design tool that you can use to create artwork for your DTFs. It's web-based, much like Canva or Kittle if you're familiar with those, but there's a few differences with the CorelGO that I'll point out when I do a quick demo. I actually kind of like CorelGO a little bit better than the others myself, but for very specific reasons. I'll get into that when I do a demo. Let's dive in. All right, I'm going to start off with a blank project, and what I want to point out first of all is I have a trial period ending in 8 days. The reason I want to point that out is when you use CorelGO, there is a short free trial period that's not a limited feature set. So when you're using something like Kittle or you're using something like Canva, you can use it completely for free forever, but if you want to use any advanced features that really are necessary for DTF, you do have to pay a monthly subscription. For example, if you want to export a transparent background, which is really critical for DTFs, you need to use, you will have to have a paid subscription in both Kittle and in Canva. If you want to use CMYK colors in Canva, you also have to have a paid subscription. So with that being said, I'm still on my trial period. Let's just dive in and take a quick look. Let's just start off with this. I'm just going to click more so I can select a custom size, and we'll just leave it at 10 by 10. That's fine. I'm going to leave it in inches. That's fine. I'm going to leave no background because ultimately I am going to export this with a transparent background, which is what I want for DTF. But I'm also going to drop into CMYK color mode. All right, let's go ahead and open that up. All right, now that I'm here, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a little piece of text here. Let's do what I've done in other demos, and we'll just go with monster because I've got some pre-created artwork that I like to use. And then I'm going to just drop down here and let's center that up. So let's find where our little center thing is. There we go. We're going to center that up. And let's see if we can make our text a little bit bigger here. I like just that looks good to me. I also want to make it bold. And let's stretch that out so that it's there. All right. The next thing I want to do is I want to actually import a piece of artwork. So let's just import an image. And from here, I'm going to grab Monster right there, the one that I like to use a lot. Here we go. So it looks like we are assets, click, or place to drag. Okay, so then I guess it says it's importing, but it looks like I just need to do that. That was great. That was actually kind of, actually, to be honest with you, it was a little confusing because I was expecting to see something like a, like an indicator that it was uploading, but it wasn't. All right. So now I've got monster, I've got this. Let's also, just for fun, I'm going to add a shape. Let's see if I can find like a star or something. Yeah, I like this. We'll drag this out here. Let's put a little star over here next to monster, and let's fill that with green. I love green. All right, that looks good. So we've got this little green star, and I wonder if we can give it an outline color. Let's give it like a really ridiculous color like that, and let's also make that, let's increase the size of that to a much larger size. How about 12? Nah, that's dumb. I think we should go 8. Okay, I can live with 8. I think I can have some fun with that. We'll just move that over there. I wonder if I can do like a copy paste. Allow to paste. Yeah, did I just do that? Let's do Control C or Command C, Command V. Ooh, that was cool. It actually worked. Aha, I totally like that. I think we want to put it behind the monster though. So I'm just going to drag it back and put it behind monster. There you go. Now there's a bit of method to my madness here because what I want to do is just demonstrate the transparent background once I export this and throw it into demand prints for a purchase. All right. Now I've got my artwork. I'm happy with it. Good. Let's get it exported and uploaded into demand prints so that we can get our DTF on the way. All right, I'm going to hit export here. Download. I wonder what this print button is. That's just literally printing it. I keep thinking print because we're doing DTFs and DTF prints. All right, download for print. I can download this as a PDF, or I can download PDF for web, or I can download WebP. Let's talk about these for a second. JPEG. JPEG is going to download something without a transparent background, which means you're going to end up, seeing this big, white square behind it. PNG is going to support transparency, as it says right there. But when you remember we put this into CMYK mode. When you export it as a PNG, it is going to lose all that CMYK data, and it's going to revert back to RGB. This isn't really anything important that you need to know if you're just doing it kind of like hobby level stuff, and you're not trying to nail these like really precise color matches, and you're just kind of good enough is good enough. But when you really need to match your CMYK colors, then in that case, you kind of need to have you definitely want to have this as like a PDF. Now, you could do WebP, but the thing with WebP images, and you can upload a WebP image to demand prints. WebP is really designed for super optimized images for web design because they're similar to a PNG file, but they're compressed. It's a format Google came up with. All browsers kind of have supported it over the last year, but it really is for web designers, not necessarily for, final print stuff like DTF prints. Let's actually export this as a PNG to begin with, and I'm going to go ahead and click download. And oops, I already did that. Let's go PNG, include nothing, inches, make sure transparent background is clicked, and then click download. All right, now let's see what happens. Ooh, there it did, it downloaded it. It wants me to upgrade to $99 a year. It's just reminding me that what you're going to pay is like $8.33 a month. I think Canva and Kindle are actually quite a bit more expensive than that. I'm just going to turn that off real quick. Let me get to my downloads folder. Let's take a look at this in demand prints now. What I'm going to do is off screen, I'm looking at my downloads folder. And let me find that monster in my downloads folder. Here it is. I'm going to drag this PNG over and I'm going to drop it in here. Look at that. Now here's what I want to point out. If you've seen the demo that we've done with Kindle or Canva where I don't have a paid subscription, you don't get this transparent background. Here you can see the frame around this, all this white, all this extra space here. With that transparent background, it trims it off right away. So one of the things that I like about CorelGO is that they're just like, hey, pay for it after a 15-day trial. If you're going to use it, fantastic. But, you just get access to all the features. It's not all this upsell nonsense. It bothers me constantly. So if you're really going to do it, do it. If you're going to use an online editor, I just like the way CorelDRAW sort of handles it. So I've got that. All right, let me add a print quantity of 10 there, and I'm going to tag this with monster go, and also let's do PNG because I want to get down. I'm going to add that to my cart. Now tags, if you're not familiar in demand prints, just allow you to tag your artwork with whatever you want, a name, a client name. You can add a PO number, a reference number. It's really just there for convenience. What's happening here is it's actually uploading the image back to our secure cloud right now. It seems to be taking a second. I wonder if my internet connection just happens to be running a little bit slow here. Nope, yep, there we go. I think my internet connection's a bit on the slow side today. Let's not check out, let's continue shopping, because what I want to do now is I want to see what happens if I actually export this as a PDF for print. Okay, wait, let me go PDF for web, or no, let's go PDF for print, because I think that's what we want. I'm hoping that this exports with a transparent background, but let's take a look and see. All right, PDF, here we go. I got monster PDF, drag this in. Now the reason you're seeing this when you upload to demand prints with a PDF image is because we need to actually grab the image, trim the image. We have a lot of things we do on the server side with the image, and then we send back a thumbnail of the image. So this is actually this is actually a web friendly, but we converted invisibly on the back end. Our algorithms converted that PDF into a web friendly format so we could see and get the correct measurements. But here's something I want to point out about this. And let me just switch back over to full screen so that I've got your attention on this. As compared to Canva, CorelGO does export PDFs with a transparent background. Even with a paid subscription on Canva, you can't get that transparent background from a PDF image. It just doesn't work. I don't know why. Technically, I know it's possible because you just saw CorelGO do this, but let me put a finer point on this. If you want to get somewhat close to, a color match using CMYK colors, then you want to work in a CMYK color space. So both CorelGO and Canva can work in a CMYK color space. Now, when you export your file, and you need to export it as a PDF, if you try to export it as a PNG image, it will convert it to an RGB image and you'll lose all that CMYK color data, right? I know if this sounds complicated, we've got some videos on like understanding colors and color spaces like CMYK and RGB, but this is a really important point if you're evaluating, should I use CorelGO or should I use Canva? With CorelGO, you can export as a PDF, which will maintain all of your CMYK color data so that when we get it as a printer, we can more closely match your colors, and you can export that with a transparent background. So that's like a big plus, a big win for for CorelGO. With Canva, when you export that PDF, it will not export with a transparent background. So if you want a transparent background, you're forced to export it as a PNG image, which means it's converted to an RGB and you lose all of that data. If you export it as a PDF, it will not export with a transparent background, and you'll have to have yet another tool to remove that background, which just introduces new possible points of failure in the quality of your artwork, and extra tools that you have to have. So if I was weighing CorelGO as over Canva, I would lean towards CorelGO almost simply because of that reason. Now, I would say that where Canva maybe wins a little bit is if there's a lot of clip art and templates, and they have more of that than what CorelGO does. But if you just need a design tool that gives you more control over your colors, I would go with CorelGO. All right, let's switch back to our demo now. Okay, now I've uploaded this. I've got, we'll tag this as, let's monster, Corel, and this is a PDF. Perfect. Get 10 of those, add that print to cart. It's uploading it, seems to be uploading it a little bit faster this time. It is a PDF file, so it should be now going. We'll wait for that to occur. There we go. And 5, 4, 3, don't embarrass me. 2, don't embarrass me. There we go. It's uploaded. All right, and then we'll check out. And here we can see our Monster Corel PDF and our Monster Corel PNG, and then you can just agree and check out. All right, let me jump back over here. So in summary, CorelGO is a great option if you want a design tool that gives you a little bit more control over the accuracy of your colors, because you can do two things. One, you can work in a CMYK color space, number one. Number two, you can export it as a PDF with a transparent background, which means you can preserve all of that CMYK color data. That's, in my opinion, one way that it stands out in comparison to Canva or Kittle. So for DTFs, if I had to pick between those three, Kittle, Canva, or CorelGO, honestly, I would go with CorelGO. And it's also a great leader into the full Corel suite for when you do decide you want to do things a little bit more professional level with more professional tools, or going into something like Adobe Illustrator if you prefer Illustrator. So I guess that's it. And I would say Hope this was useful. Like and subscribe. I'm going to put stuff over maybe here somewhere, and then we'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot.